Chapter 6 has kicked off an entirely new storyline in Fortnite, but we've finally gotten answers to many lingering questions, some of which date all the way back to Chapter 1. Today, we're diving into what the final event of Season 1 will look like, where the new island came from, what secrets the Fox clan is hiding, how Night Rose will help us, and who will become the main villain of the entire chapter. So grab your popcorn and get comfy, because this episode promises to be absolutely epic, and I'll answer most of your. Chapter 6 takes place, Oninoshima. By now, many of you have probably explored. Designation was revealed in the season's release trailer, and I don't think Charlie Wen highlighted that small detail without reason. It's very possible that in the near future, we'll see other realities that will play significant roles in the story. However, references to Oninoshima have been appearing in Fortnite. You'll realize that the Fox clan and the River Guardians are originally from Reality 783. Yes, my favorite drift, Vi, and the rest of the crew in white and pink kitsune masks originally came from Oninoshima. That said, there's one amusing inconsistency here. Drift initially ended up on the Chapter 1 island because of a rift that opened in the real world. So, it's still unclear which reality Drift originally came from. If you have your own explanation, feel free to share it in the comments. The relationship and destruction began. The thing is, the Fox clan mastered the ancient art of creating masks, and these weren't just regular Halloween masks or party accessories. These were full-fledged magical artifacts that allowed many samurai to absorb the spiritual energy of Oninoshima. The Fox clan transformed their craft into true magic. In simple terms, they essentially invented an equivalent to Naruto's chakra. Everything seemed fine, until a few mask makers created masks that were way too overpowered. These masks became such a threat that the other clans on Oninoshima declared war on the Fox clan, as their magic posed a real danger to the island. Leading the resistance was none other than the River Guardians. This clash, known as the War of Shadows, led to catastrophic destruction. The infighting among the clans caused the ancient masks to spiral out of control, opening a gateway to their forces were the samurai able to seal the rift using the Dragon Gates, which you've likely come across by now. The final battle for Oninoshima took place at Night Shift Forest, and if you wander through the area, you can still find remnants of the fight, such as spears, swords, helmets, and other gear. A local legend has also spread about a samurai girl who, in her effort to protect her clan, became trapped forever in the spirit realm, a ghostly dimension. She fell under the control of a powerful Oni, who turned her into his puppet. By now, you've probably guessed this legend refers to Night Rose, who can currently be found in the Demon's Dojo. Eventually, the Fox clan destroyed all mentions of the mask-making technique, but as we later learn, they weren't entirely honest. The world remained at peace until a fragment of the Zero Point crashed onto the island. The power of the reality core awakened the ancient magic, reopening the gates to the spirit realm. If you're curious about how the locals reacted to this, I've got some exclusive footage from a homie, Jonesy. After leaving the Chapter 5 island, Jonesy and Hope are on a mission to find a mysterious artifact that Hope compares to Pandora's box. Hope believes these powerful trinkets are just pieces of a much bigger puzzle, which leads the team to Oninoshima. Here, they meet Kendo, a local samurai, who, along with his brother Daigo and sister Jade, is already battling demons after the gates were reactivated. Hope and Jones quickly realize they're in the right place and join the fight against the demon world. But this demon-fighting family isn't as ordinary as they seem. They're descendants of ancient samurai who fought in the original War of Shadows. Remember how I said the Fox clan wasn't entirely honest? It turns out their craftsmen secretly passed down knowledge of mask making through generations. The most skilled of them is Daigo, who, these masks, is called the Spirit Extractor in the game files. Essentially, Daigo grinds spirits like a blender, turning them into pure energy to forge the masks. Not exactly the most humane method when it comes to those poor sprites, but anyway, something clearly didn't go as planned. The mask Daigo crafted for Jade accidentally transported her to the spirit realm, which has created a lot of tension between the brothers. Honestly, Daigo seems pretty shady overall, as you can pick up from his dialogues with Mizuki. He's definitely not as straightforward as he appears right now, while the brothers sort out their family drama once again. Other groups operating on Oninoshima, like the High Stakes Club, are joining the effort too. These guys definitely know a thing or two about hunting down supernatural threats, though they mostly operate behind the scenes. I'd bet we'll hear more about the Syndicate later, especially since Evi and Thunder also seem to hail from Reality 783. That's pretty much the backstory of what's happening on the island right now. I left out a few details to avoid turning this video into a full-on lecture about Chapter 6's lore. Let's be real, not everyone wants to know how Oninoshima has developed over the past 1,000 years, but at least now you have a general understanding of what we're dealing with. While Hope and Jones are busy battling demons, they're missing one critical detail. Where did the reality core fragment even come from? And more importantly, where did it go? Something tells me that fragments of what was once the most powerful object in the multiverse don't just randomly travel between dimensions, let alone land in places capable of activating sealed gates that unleash hordes of demons. I'm almost 100% sure this is all part of some incredibly well-planned scheme. If Charlie Wen learned anything from the mistakes of Chapter 5, we likely won't see the true villain behind all these events anytime soon. Or at least I really hope that's the case. Honestly, I expect much at this point. Just think back to Chapter 5 and its underwhelming villains. Each one of them had the potential to be far more interesting. But the most frustrating part has to be how Epic completely botched Doctor Doom's arc. At the start of the season, they hyped him up as this ultra-powerful force who effortlessly took down the Avengers, Ultron, Thanos, and even Galactus. But by the end of the season, he got taken out by regular loopers with basic weapons. Seriously? How many times can they pull this? I can't be the only one who feels this way. If you agree, let me know. But let's get back to the reality core. Data miners have already uncovered parts of future quests, where we'll be hunting for the 0-point fragment, not just as a fun collectible, but to forge an overpowered sword capable of defeating the mysterious Shogun. What's even more interesting is that this sword might end up being given to Night Rose. At least, that's the conclusion we can draw from the leaked storyline challenges. If that's the case, we may finally be able to free Night Rose from Oni's control and have her join the loopers in the fight against the demons. Speaking of the reality core fragments, they can actually be spotted on one of the new loading screens, which shows one of the fragments we're currently searching for. In the background, you can also see Kendo, who is likely teaching Hope how to control her powers. So now, those seemingly random graffiti predicting the future are turning out to be proper hints that players can use. That said, Hop hasn't entirely given up her street art, as her graffiti can still be found in various locations across the island. The question remains, are these drawings prophetic, or is there something else going on? It's hard to say for now, but if there are any breakthroughs or secrets tied to the new island, we'll be sure to share them. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and if anything new comes up, we'll post about it on my channel, where breakdowns of teasers, trailers, and other major news go up as soon as they're announced. Huge respect to everyone who made it this far into the video, and most importantly, have an absolutely amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.